everyone, Mr. Great 3S here, and I'm back with another video. Now in today's video we're going to be installing something pretty cool, and it is also something that I already have installed, and that is a carbon fiber steering wheel. So you guys might be asking, why are you installing a carbon fiber wheel if you already have one? So if you guys don't remember, my current wheel looks like this. So it has shift lights at the top, and I have the carbon trim, the thumb inserts, flat bottom, black stitching, all that. So these shift lights connect to power inside where your clock spring harness is, and then they plug into your OBD2 port down at the bottom. Now, I also have a Valvetronic exhaust system from Army Tricks, which gets power and information from the same spot that this would get info from. So I pretty much always had this unplugged ever since I installed it because I can't find a good splitter, and I just didn't want to keep swapping them over. I'd rather have the use of my exhaust versus this. And over the years, I've just kind of lost interest in how this looks. I kind of want a more simple and I guess mature feeling design. And I've always had an eye at the center 12 o'clock stripe. I've always thought those are cool. And I never knew what color to get because some people do some pretty extravagant colors. I've thought about before doing a painted stripe to match my calipers, or maybe doing a painted stripe to match my car color, or just a black stripe. But then a little while back, I saw on a Porsche interior, they had a full carbon wheel, and then they had a leather matched 12 o'clock stripe. And I was like, if I get a different wheel, if and when, I'm gonna do that design. So that brings us to this wheel right here. A little intro of this wheel: perforated leather, black stitching, thumb inserts, same as my other wheel, F-Sport emblem at the bottom. I have new carbon fiber trims, and then we have the leather 12 o'clock stripe stitched at the bottom to match the stitching here. And this wheel was made by no one else than Elvin Carbon Fiber, I guess you can call him on Instagram. This guy is the best wheel builder slash carbon fiber part maker for Lexus models. I've been eyeing his stuff for a while. It's a little bit on the pricier end, but it is the highest quality stuff. And to explain even more how it's high quality, this wheel base right here is made from an OEM Lexus wheel. A lot of these aftermarket wheels are made from bases that are an aftermarket base, not a true OEM Lexus base. So this one right here is an OEM Lexus base, as well as OEM Lexus trim that is overlaid in carbon fiber. And we have an OEM F-Sport emblem. Now, aftermarket wheels, most of them, including my current one right here, has an aftermarket emblem, aftermarket trim, aftermarket wheel, this and that. So it kind of compromises some of the safety, okay, but it also compromises some of the fitment. So this wheel is going to be super nice fitting, and I'm super excited to put it on my car. This is what it looks like, and you can tell it's Elvin's wheel because he stamps his brand right on the back under the clear coat. And everything on this wheel is super OEM, and I'm going to install it and show you how to do it, so that way if you're going from scratch, this is how you put a new wheel on. So the first thing we need to do to mess with the wheel and the airbag, because we do have to take the airbag off, is disconnect the negative terminal of the battery. And all you're going to do is take yourself a 10mm wrench right here and loosen your negative terminal and just move it off to the side. That way when you're messing with your airbag, it won't explode. Loosen it up, twist, and take it off like this, and you can tuck it to the side. Just make sure it's not touching the negative terminal while we're working with the airbag. Now, first thing we're going to do is pop the covers off on either side of the steering wheel, right there and around the cruise control stock. And all you do is get a little flathead screwdriver in there, pry there, and pull the covers off. All right, and from here, what you're going to do is get a little screwdriver or even your finger, and there is a little pin you need to push towards the top of your airbag, and it'll probably be easier for me to explain once I get the airbag off, but there's 3 total pins that you need to push, and your airbag will pop out. Okay, so the airbag is now out, like so, and I can now show you where the 3 pins are that you need to press. Towards the bottom, you need to push that pin down, and then getting a tool in right here, you need to push this pin right there inwards. So push it that way, and then you have one more pin on the same other side. You push it in that way, and the airbag will come out like this. I have a little bit more tape and wires here than you might have. That is only because I have the LED steering wheel, so I had these hooked up at one point, and I have since disconnected it. Now from here, what we're going to do is remove the airbag cover, pop these tabs up, and then we can pull the connectors out. So like so, that's 1, and this is 2. And then we can just pull them straight out. like that. And I'm gonna do this black one off camera because I don't want this to fall. And then don't forget, there's also this ground that you need to remove. All you do is pull it straight out. And now that your airbag is free, we can set it aside and move on to the steering wheel. Now for the steering wheel, you're gonna have a few plugs that you need to unplug. We can go ahead and get a little flathead screwdriver in here so we can unplug it easier, but you're gonna pull back some of these and push down on this black tab and pull the black one out. And this is the main clock spring harness connector right there. It's this black one. You will leave this other black one connected. That is your airbag harness. And the other one we want to disconnect is this green one right here. You're just going to go ahead and push on the top of the white tab and pull out. So all this is attached to the steering wheel. And then these airbag wires right here are connected to the clock spring. You do not want to pull this clock spring out. That is the absolute least thing we want to do during this install. So once we unbolt the steering wheel and get ready to pull it out, you're going to want to pull your cables that are attached to your steering wheel aside, and then feed this yellow clock spring wire through the black metal rectangle right here as you're pulling your steering wheel off. So to get this nut off right here, we're going to use a 19mm socket. You can use a breaker bar or an impact to get it off. I'm going to use my trusty Gen 2 stubby from Milwaukee. It is amazing, so that's what I'm going to use to get this guy off. So slide it right on, break it loose, make sure we are on loosen, of course, full battery. And with ease, the nut is off and it fell right inside here. Here we go. And then the steering wheel is ready to come off at this point. Now, these steering wheels can be a little bit difficult to get off because they're kind of stuck on there. They've been on there for so long, so tightened on there, and they have teeth splines that have been so connected right here. So it might be a little difficult to get it off. Some tricks I advise is banging on either side of the wheel, shaking it back and forth like this. And a extra mega pro tip, so you don't ruin your clock spring by accidentally breaking the wheel loose and popping it out, is taking this nut and screwing it right back on. Yep, we're gonna screw it right back on, not all the way, just almost all the way. So that way if the steering wheel comes flying off, we have this nut to stop it and we won't ruin our clock spring, which is a very annoying thing to fix. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and get mine off. Okay. I feel it coming loose. The whole wheel is wobbling, and there you go. Hear that? It's hitting the nut that I just stopped. So if I were to pull that and it would fly off, then my clock spring would come with it. So now that my nut is stopping it, I'm going to unscrew it a little bit. Okay. Yeah, my whole steering wheel is loose at this point. So from here, I'm going to take the nut out, put it aside, and we need to make sure we thread these wires back into there as we take off the steering wheel. So we're going to kind of pull it loose a little bit, hold these wires up. And one more thing that I forgot to let you guys know to take loose. If you have this LDA box right here, lane departure warning, you're going to go ahead and push the white connector and pull it out, disconnecting the lane departure right here because that's also going to stay with the clock. So now from here, what we can do is pull the steering wheel loose and being careful with pushing this airbag wire back in. I can even grab it from behind, make sure nothing is blocking them. We do not want to mess up the clock spring. And boom, the steering wheel is out. No more steering wheel on the car. And this right here is the clock spring, this thing that moves. Just do not let it move more than like a little bit like that because it will actually ruin it. There's a thread that runs inside and we do not want to ruin that thread because you'll have to replace your clock spring and it's not cheap and it's not easy. All right, so here's the steering wheel, just like that. It is off. Now from here is the semi-tedious part, not really. You just have to transfer everything over. So we're gonna go ahead and start from the back, unscrew the paddle shifters, take this black plastic piece off, and unscrew pretty much everything and transfer it over to the new wheel. It's pretty self-explanatory once you start unscrewing things, so I'll leave y'all to that, and I'll get back to you when I'm about to put the new wheel on. With some Phillips screwdrivers and some light and some time, it is all swapped over. The best word of advice I can give you guys is unbolt the 2 screws from the paddle shifters, flip it over to this side, pop out your button trims, get the screw that holds the back plastic off, and just transfer everything over. So here's how it looks now. Looks absolutely immaculate. Everything is working as it should. All the spots are exactly aligned just perfectly because this is an OEM wheel. and everything is so fresh and so nice. So what we can do from here is go ahead and put it right back on the car. All right, from here we're gonna stick it back on the car. Let me get in 0.5 for you guys. And don't forget to feed your LDA wire, lane departure assist, and your airbag wire back through where they came. So first we're gonna do the airbag wires. They kind of came through this top part right here, if you remember. And from here, I'm gonna grab them and just feed this steering wheel back onto where it goes, and also push this LDA wire through here. And one thing right here they have to keep in mind is you need this little square clock spring connector to fit back into this square hole. So just try and get it in the best you can like that. And once this connector is through and the clock spring is through at the top, you have to slide the teeth of the steering wheel onto the car. Now with aftermarket wheels and different new wheels, your wheel isn't going to be perfectly straight. The teeth are just different than what the car comes with. So slide it on the straightest you can. It's probably gonna be tilted one way or the other. It's totally fine. All you do is you go get a front toe alignment only, and they'll pretty much make your steering wheel straight and then align your wheels to your steering wheel. So those are usually like 50 bucks somewhere, fairly inexpensive. I'm gonna go get one of those tomorrow. But other than that, you just slide your wheel back on as perfectly as possible, connect your clock spring connector and your LDA connector back in, put your nut on and put your airbag on, and we're back in business. So I went ahead and plugged this green wire back in, this black connector back in, and the LDA departure connector right there. And from here, we're gonna take our 19mm socketed nut and screw it back on, and then we can get the airbag on. Okay, I zapped it on with my impact, but of course we want to make sure it is good. So I'm going to go ahead and take my wrench, hold the wheel. Yeah, okay, it is on there. Now this bolt is only about 40 foot-pounds, so as long as you can't move it after tightening it, we should be good. Now from here, I'm going to take the airbag. I'm going to first connect the ground onto the airbag again, like that. It should click right onto there. Put the connectors back on, and then the orange one. And then make sure when you put the connectors on, you push these little yellow safeties back down, like so. And then from here, we can go ahead and put the airbag back on. And real quick, while we are on the topic of pushing the airbag back in, make sure you transfer over these little metal pins from your original steering wheel to your new one, because it probably won't come with them, and this airbag will not clip back in if you don't have those pins in there. So while the wheel is apart, make sure you transfer over those metal pins. But we're just gonna go ahead and push this airbag back. 1, 2, 3. We are good to go. And then last but not least, you're gonna go ahead and take these plastic covers and put them back on the steering wheel. So here we are, we got the new steering wheel. It feels very good. The leather feels super nice. It feels great in my hands. The thumb grips are actually bigger than my other ones, so you can actually put your thumbs on them. Everything just fits and looks super good. Got a true OEM emblem down there. It's just great. It's so great. I love looking at it. Now, last but not least, let's go ahead and put the negative terminal back on the battery and make sure everything looks good. All right, everything is looking good. System is booting back up. Screen works. Buttons are backlit. That is a good thing to look for. We have no airbag lights or anything of the sort. Everything is perfect. If you got the heated steering wheel option, I do not have heated steering wheel, but if you have that, now is a good time to check to make sure it's working. He also offers that. Paddles click. I'll make sure they shift as well here soon. Infotainment's powering up, so everything is good. One thing you might want to do is change your clock back to normal, as well as that one, because since you turned off your battery, it is going to be shifted and weird now. But other than that, that is the install of this beautiful wheel. I appreciate you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this was very informative. If you have any questions at all about anything I did, please leave it in the comments below. I'll make sure to address it the best I can. This is definitely the go-to guy for steering wheels. I'll leave a link to his Instagram in the description. Please beware, there are people out there, unfortunately, that try and mimic his Instagram and scam people. So I will link his true Instagram in the description. It is verified and it has good reviews and good following on it. So I'll definitely do that. But other than that, that is how you install a new custom steering wheel, or maybe even swap over a new OEM steering wheel. I'm really loving the steering wheel just from sitting in front of it for a minute, so I'm excited to experience it from here on out. I've had my other steering wheel for a few years, so it's nice to kind of have something new. By the time this video is up, it might already be sold, I don't know. I am gonna post it for sale here soon, pretty soon, so it might be sold by the time this video is up. If you guys have any questions or comments and you just wanna talk to me personally, please feel free to reach out to my Instagram at gray_3is. I'm always on there, as you guys might know. I truly appreciate all y'all's support. Thank you for watching. This has been Mr. Gray3is, and I'll see y'all in the next one.
Walking on